All right, we got another load of batteries. Look at that. Let's check out what we have here. All right, so they come wrapped in these sheets. Look at this battery. Well, that's a cool battery. All right. Let's talk about these batteries here. These are very, very interesting and very, very cool. These are, they come in those boxes, right? But we got some of them that are outside the box and they're just the battery modules. And these are the ones that we're gonna offer first, because this is gonna take some time for us to get through this and to figure out what we need to do to make them, useful, right? Because right now they're sealed and they're tough to get apart and stuff. So let's look at these first. This right here is a module. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cells in parallel, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then it repeats again here, 7. So it's a 14S. Right, 14S 8P module, and they have the INR 2170 Samsung, is it 50S or 50C, something like that. It's the 5 amp hour 2170 cells that is capable of like 3.5 or 3.75, I think, C output. So this essentially could put out something like 250 amps continuous, right? So this is, I don't know if these bus bars can do. I guess we'll run some tests to see if they can do it, but they do have these sort of fuses in the thing there. And so I don't know, we'll see how hot they get. I'll run a test. I'll see how much we can get. But this is a 14S. What is 14S? 56 volts, right? Or something, 48 volts nominal, or 52 volts nominal, something like that. These are great for storage. This right here, it's 40 amp hours, about 2 kilowatt hours. And it's really light, and it's really, really, really compact. So this is like state-of-the-art battery. I mean, this is some of the newest technologies. And by the way, these the manufacturing dates are less than 8 months or something like that. Between 6 to 8 months. Now, why are they here? Well, there are a bunch of different reasons. We're seeing a lot of the BMSs that maybe failed. We've taken the first one that we took apart. They forgot to put the screws in here. There's a BMS that goes here, and they sealed the box without putting those screws. I think a lot of these were running maybe like first production, and maybe they were checking their little robots. I think they were using robots to seal these, because there's a lot of them that actually don't have the. I don't know if this was a mistake while they were building them, but they forgot to feed the machine with the BMS PCB, and as a result of that, then the robots, maybe they put the modules in there and sealed it without putting the electronics and stuff. So we have a bunch of those that we'll have to figure out what we're gonna do with them. Maybe put our own third-party BMS thing or there. So there are a bunch of reasons, but these are fairly new. They shouldn't be degraded. Of course, I'll test a few of these. I don't know, I'll test 20 of these from different parts, just random on the stack. I won't be able to test all of them. This is a ton of energy. You think about it, there's over 250 of these modules, and so each one is 2 kilowatt hours, and so that would take me a long time, and it would take a lot of man hours to be able to do it, right? So we're gonna price these very, very aggressively just so you can move them, so you can take that work, right? And this is going to be a DIY project. Please, if you find out who makes these, do not contact them. Do not, because this is the reason why they ended up here. It's that they wouldn't have to deal with these anymore. But their loss is our gain, because we are able to then get very affordably DIY battery module like this, right? I will work out the pinout here, and I will make maybe a PCB board that is going to make it really easy for you to use these, right? And so I will do my best to make it easier. And then, but yeah, I mean, these are amazing. Look at how well they stack. And these are 48 volts. You can just parallel a bunch of these and you're ready to go. You can build a power wall without a lot of work, using some very premium battery cells that are, you know, pretty new and probably very with either zero cycle life or cycles on them, or very low cycles on them, right? So again, we're gonna sell these in 3 different phases. The ones that are just the modules like this, you get ready to use, we'll sell those first, and then the boxes that we're probably gonna figure out a way to modify them so that we are able to use them. And then, yeah. All right, time to test the capacity of these 2 kilowatt modules. So you can see here, I've made a little dongle so I can put those in there. I'm checking out to see how well the cell groups are balanced, right? And so there we go. And then this is just gonna be the one that's measuring. We put 41 amp hours in there. These are supposed to be 40 amp hours. And then if that gets down to 0, then we'll know that they have full capacity. This is just a camera that I'm gonna leave there shooting a time lapse. And of course our load is gonna be the trusty EcoFlow Delta Max and the Delta Mini. I have both these units connected in parallel to their solar ports, and I'm just gonna dump the battery energy from those 2 kilowatt hours. I'm just dumping them in there at about a rate of 700 watts. That's what these ask at that voltage, right? They're about what's the voltage? 56 volts, right, for a 14S pack. So we shall see how good those are. All right, as I'm processing these modules here, I'm finding out that a lot of them have not been spot welded. So they were assembled as modules, and then right before you put in the machine to spot weld these, well, they didn't, right? And so we have, we're gonna have half a pallet or something of so these ones that are, you know, brand new cells. Essentially, they were never even connected to a pack. They were built into a pack, but they were never spot welded. So if you need to reconfigure a thing, if you want to buy some of these cells to harvest, these are probably going to be the best. But also you just, you know, spot weld them and make it into modules. So we're going to offer these, but we're going to disclose that they are not spot welded, and so that you can then have your choice to do as you see fit with these cells that are premium Samsung 21770s or 700s, right? 5 amp hours. All right, here we go. I'm charging this battery back up, and look at this. It already hit 41 amp hours. I mean, I want to say 5 minutes ago at 58 at 58 volts. So this likely has more than 40 amp hours. It's more like probably 45 amp hours by the time that we're done, right? We still got a few more, the top voltage on these is going to be 42 volts, and we're almost there. The balance is a bit off on these, but nothing to worry about. So yeah, these cells are pretty new. They're unused. They're most likely is from all the testing that they were doing on the first production run of these, right? Because now we've found some that are not even, they're not spot welded, right? And so those cells, they were put and assembled into a pack, but they were not used, right? So that's what these are coming from. So this is a good deal because these cells are unused, right? They were just used to be able to test equipment while they were putting the assembly equipment together. And so there we go. We get to use them at a very, very discounted price. So there you go. You can find these at jack35.com currently. We will have the ones with the full case at a later point. We still have to figure out a bunch of things if we can sell them with the case, what we have to do to make them usable to you guys. So stay tuned for those if you're interested in that. There's more of those than the actual just modules by themselves. So keep an eye out for those in the next few days. Okay, bye.